Now, coming to you live from atop the Lavender Town Radio Tower, it's the one, the only, PUCL Podcast.
It's PUCL! PUCL! It's PUCL! PUCL! Pokemon Underground Champions League, oh yeah! PUCL! PUCL.
Welcome to another episode of the Puckle Podcast. I'm your host, Trainer Thatch, here today with my one and only co-host, Seth Vilo.
It me. You can see me this time.
You should have sent me you should have just sent me your rock as well, and we could have both been chewing on it.
We could have both chewed on a rock.
Yeah, I know.
That would have been good.
Missed opportunity. Next
I need a
time.
Himalayan salt lamp to
Exactly. We should have both bought Himalayan salt lamps. Welcome to the Puckle Podcast. Puckle, of course, is the podcast where we talk everything Pokemon, from the trading card game to the video game to everything in between. And today is the trading card game. There's no in between.
no in between. Nothing else.
No,
Sorry, you're
nothing
stuck with
else. Nothing else. Yeah. So today's a little bit different, guys. You can tell it's just me and Seth. One, this was recorded like way in advance of release because by the time you're listening to this. Oh, that's important. Hopper and Watson, my two other cats, make plenty of appearances as well.
Get down, Spice.
But
I'm
yes,
on camera this time.
But we are we are here to have a slightly different episode than we would typically have, because one, I need to bottle it. I won't be in town, and we need video. And Thatch is in charge of video podcasting. I can't tell. No, this is gonna be fun. Honestly, these are the episodes I really think we should be making, because we get to dive into like a co-host like really deep in like what you kind of want to talk about and what you're really into. And I think it's very natural because you're the reason I got back into the TCG.
I'm sorry. Sorry, everybody. It's my fault.
Yeah, I mean, it is a little bit. I mean, I haven't been playing as terribly. One, because I can't buy product.
Yeah.
And then two, which I think we should have a small discussion about today. But
I was having a bad feeling we would.
I mean, we probably will. It'll just like devolve into that anyway. People are upset about it. And then they're upset about us talking about it, not upset about the fact they can't buy product. I'm sure there are people who are upset about that.
I feel
as
like
well.
both are true.
Yes, they're probably both true. But yeah, there are a lot of things I want to get into, because I would call you a subject matter expert in terms of the Pokemon TCG for us, right?
Not that especially now, more than before.
More than before, because he went for the professor certification.
And I've been doing that a lot more than like competing on my own. I've been looking more and more into judging. I actually need to still do that stage one, the next level, because I've judged a dozen or two of events now at this point, several cups that I've been the head judge. Just did a challenge on Monday that I got to have a whole fun little scary line. I've had some cool little line drops, being like someone was arguing with me about a call, and I was like, you can take the game loss if you want.
Just that sounds like you. One of my so when I first got back into it in 2022, because I was playing before 2022. I got into the TCG probably for realsies. I thought about it in 2010 when Black and White came out, and then it just never really developed. And then that was also when like leagues were still very small. Like if you went to like a league at a local game store in 2010, there probably would be maybe
both
8
of
people.
You would have a great time.
Yeah, exactly. And now now it's a lot bigger, obviously. Like I think I can't go to a local that's not 10 or less people. I don't think it's possible, even at like a dinky little game store, because people will find it very quickly and just show up.
Which, has its perks and drawbacks. I think it's mostly incredible benefits, because, when it's not people trying to come and get whatever promo they've heard about, it's a lot of folks, and especially, depending on what game store, depending on where you are, it's a lot of folks trying to get into the community, trying to learn the card game, trying to, adults with their kids who were Pokemon fans growing up, who have kids of their own, know of the card game, I've heard this is good for like strategic planning. Think of like chess. It's about the same thing as chess, except you need a lot more math. So
the math is good for kids too. But yeah,
it is.
My only like thing that I'm a little, I don't want to say I'm upset, like that I wish was better and bigger, is that the leagues are also supposed to be meant for things like the video game, right? Like VGC technically. But I mean, I can literally like hop on my Switch right now and play VGC. So
right.
It doesn't make sense entirely, though. I think it would be nicer if there was more of like a reason. Like you get a promo, TCG promo if you go. I should get like a digital download code for going to League, and playing VGC.
That's a comment that we've gotten from the place that because I'm kind of also in the TO tournament organizer kind of space as well at the place that I'm doing my stuff. And we have that kind of comment frequently where it's like, we actually had a their VG group, a Go group that was there for a little while.
Yeah.
And, when we were giving out TCG promos to Go people, and they're just kind of like, okay.
They don't care, right?
Why? Yeah. Same thing with VGC people. Like, do you want to keep this and give it to like the next kid you see? And I'm like, sure. But
yeah, they did that when I remember when I went to, when I've gone to regionals for a video game before, they give you a TCG promo.
Yeah.
And it's just like, why? I don't really care. I mean, I did get a hat or something ridiculous instead of the play mat. But I don't know why.
At least a play mat, like you can set your Switch on top of.
I guess. Yeah.
Like
right. Right. There's something there, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. But it's a good time, honestly. Like we get a lot of people out there, even when it's just TCG night, and the TCG nights have been going crazy. Like
I can believe that. I can
there.
believe it. No, I mean, like real quick before I get into like the actual questions I want to guide and narrate this story, and isn't just going to be an ADHD trip of me and you bouncing back and forth.
Why'd you even bring me on if it's not going to be that? What are we doing here?
I mean, it's the two of us, right? So it's going to happen, but
exactly.
It's going to happen. I have some structure. Exactly. I promise.
I'm ready.
But I forget where I was going with this. I literally just had an ADHD moment right there. But yeah, okay. So I might as well just jump into my list. My list.
Go for it. Hit me.
Because I want to guide this, and I want to make it a little bit about you and what you're doing. And so, Seth, I really want to get into a little bit of your history because I've been playing TCG for a much shorter time than you have. I know you got into it like way back in like the, I would say, correct me if I'm wrong, because I just want you to tell your story anyway, but I think it was like close to the Diamond and Pearl era. It was Salamence level X. I don't remember when that is. But that's when you got into playing it. I know this story because you and I have spent a disproportionate amount of time together versus what people have seen us talk.
One drive to Indianapolis will really.
That's the only time we've ever hung out. No, we've had several drives and we've talked several times, right? Like,
yeah, I know. So yeah, you're pretty much right as far as like not just sitting on the carpet with my brother and being like, this Charizard does 1 million damage to you because I said so.
That's how that works.
Not knowing actually how to play.
That's how that works, I think.
I mean, it maybe in those days, 100 was like 1 million back in that time period. But you are right. That's when I kind of got into it as far as figuring out mechanically how it worked, how to actually build a deck and make it function. Was Salamence level X good? No. Did I have fun with it? Absolutely. Did I get to use a Sableye? Yes, because that was back when it was the broken Sableye that had like the overeager ability that let you go first, regardless of who picked it if it was in the lead. Yeah. It was stupid. It was so dumb. Where if you led that Sableye, you would disregard the coin flip and go first.
I remember that. I do remember that.
Yeah, that was a crazy one.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I did not play back then, but I knew of this card.
Yeah. I got in with this, and this is when I was figuring out how the game worked, how I could make this Salamence level X work. And it was fun. I got a lot of mechanical knowledge out of it, and it kind of stuck in my brain for a while. After I built the deck, several years went by before I really got back into it again, and that's when it was really truly actually in the game. That was
So when was that? Was that like
Primal Clash?
Okay, so it was
Something
around
like
the
that?
time that like I actually jumped into it.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
I
we're about the same
remember
time with the real one.
I remember when we jumped into I remember when X and Y came out, and so I started buying the cards. I was a poor grad student.
Yep, I get
And
it.
yeah, but either way, my wife and my wife really likes opening Pokemon cards. You've met my wife, you know this. And
You always save a couple for her.
I I'm not allowed to open. What's worse is now that we've gotten into Magic, I don't get to open packs. Like
Yep.
I just don't.
Yep.
I just don't. It doesn't happen. We went to a tournament at Origins Game Fair this year for Magic. We went and signed up for like a essentially like a constructed like a like a pre-release format essentially, right?
Yeah.
They
I
handed
gotcha.
us 6 packs and told us build a deck, have fun.
Nice.
And you win packs if you played, if you kept winning. So I would win, and then my packs would just evaporate, and end up in her hands.
Yeah.
But it was fine. It's fine.
Really
it's the relationship. I still get the cards. I still get the cards at the end of the day because she just opens them and she goes, I don't know if these are good, and just hands them to me.
This one's shiny.
I'll be like, wow, there's the Budu I need, right? And she'll be like, I didn't think that was good. It's a common,
Yeah. It's only got 30 HP. What could it possibly do?
Exactly. What could it do? It can't do anything. It's a terrible card. Monkey Dory,
Exactly.
that's a normal hollow. Like, why would we care?
What the heck? The ability doesn't even do it.
You need a darkness energy. It's a psychic Pokemon.
Why would I want to be damaged?
I mean, she's much better at Magic, to be fair. She's much better at Magic. But she likes opening the packs because, I mean, it's Pokemon cards and it reminds us of being kids.
Yeah,
and we get to do all that fun stuff. She likes to collect them. We have binders where we try to collect the set. And so we would do that. We started at that, and I'm like, you know what? I could just start playing it. Why not?
Yeah.
And I don't know how similar your story is. Your story is not similar to mine at all.
And then I walked into your life and destroyed it.
Well, that was just in 2022. It was more like you're like, remember that drug you stopped doing?
Yeah. If you read the cards in the pack, you can do some cool stuff.
Well, I started just playing in 2016 not just because of you. I mean, you weren't even on the show.
I don't
in
think we knew each other at that point.
Yeah. But in 2016, I started playing because another Puckle community member, Beaverlaw. He I don't think he's around on the server anymore. This is the craziest story. I kid you not. So for the audience, I did my PhD at Ohio State University, and I remember this so vividly. I was streaming one day in 2016, and Beaverlow was in the chat, and he goes, "Oh my gosh, I've seen you on campus." And it turned out that he worked like a couple buildings down from where I was working, so we ended up becoming friends, and he had been going to Pokemon League locally, and so he invited me to go to Pokemon League. So I started building decks.
There it is.
But I wasn't building good decks. I was just building cheap fun decks because I was a poor graduate student. So
that's where most of the fun comes at like regular league nights. It's not the meta decks that you're playing against. It's the weird like Slowking deck or whatever.
I played my favorite deck that I ever built that I had the most fun with was Tapu Koko GX. I remember being super excited about that one. And I remember one day, our league wasn't like normal leagues you go to now, where you go and it's a tournament night.
We weren't like other leagues.
It's just that I didn't realize that normal leagues are like you go and you play in a tournament, right? When you go, we just did it was essentially casual play.
That's what mine is.
But we still got all the promos and everything. And so one day, because we had just the TO had just compiled he had just accumulated so many promos. He was just like, we should have a tournament, and I'll just give you guys some of the promos as you get knocked out, And I remember I got all the way to the end with Beaverlaw, and he was playing Volcanion EX, which was a very meta deck at the time.
That is a very meta deck from those days,
And I was playing my really bad, well, not really bad, but like, my C tier Tapu Koko GX deck, right?
Your meme that barely worked.
Yeah, it barely worked, and I remember I beat him, and it was best of one. The tournament was best of one, and I was like, I guess Tapu Koko GX is just the better deck, you know?
Oh, that got him, I bet.
I was just messing with him.
I burned him for months.
It was so funny. But yeah, no, and then I played until like roughly 2018 or so, and then dropped out. And then you came. I remember you were just like, it was post-COVID. Yeah, now is your entry. You can talk about how you were playing forever and never stopped.
Yeah. Because that was when I was hitting the like regional tournament scene real hard, both for fun and because I had this dream that someday I would get any level of championship point.
Before we move on with that, though,
2
questions. One, did you get any championship point?
I think I have at one point had 10.
Oh man, I've okay. So I got back into it after you, and I've had more championship points than you.
Yeah, you absolutely have. You absolutely have.
I had like 20 or 30 or something just for having fun.
Yeah.
And then I realized that as a 34, 33-year-old man, I was tired of going to local game stores on like a random Friday night or Thursday night and like being surrounded by 20 somethings, you know?
Fair.
And I was just like, it would be one thing if like my wife came with me and played. But it's just that my wife is very competitive. She is a very competitive person. She played sports at the collegiate level. She's very competitive. I'm not that competitive of a person in general. Especially when it comes to Pokemon, because I know there's a lot of players who are just better than me at everything because they can dedicate way more time than I can. I'm a podcast host. I try to understand what's going on with competitive. I used to try to master it. Like VGC, I think VGC and Smogon, I think there was a time where I was maybe in the top 10% of all players.
Yeah, for sure. I believe that.
But I don't think, I mean, that was also just because I was doing it a lot on stream, in all honesty.
Exactly. Like you got a lot of reps in, and that alone, like law of large numbers, you got pretty dang good at it.
Yeah. But with TCG, I just can't. And I was just like, and my wife, but I'm still better than my wife who hasn't played. Like she has like 4 reps because I've convinced her to play at the kitchen table. Right. And I'm sitting here like I've gone to league for the past like 6 months. And I've played all these games. I've gone to a couple regionals, blah, blah, blah. And so the problem is there's just such that skill gap that she just gets very demotivated when that skill gap exists.
Yeah.
And so she just doesn't want to get into it. I think she could be better than me if she played a lot more and took some coaching from me.
Having met her and played against her. Yeah.
Oh yeah. No. She's a much better. She can, the way I like to put it is like, I can accelerate the curve, but then I plateau very quickly with most things.
Yeah.
And she's just a steady rise the entire time.
Fair enough.
Just a steady rise.
Makes sense.
She won't go as fast as me at the beginning, but she'll catch me and then surpass me very quickly.
And then completely overtake you. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. She will do that. She is very, very good at these things. She actually did like when, I shouldn't talk, but this is the TCG episode and about you and not about me. But, I remember she got like complimented by some of like the better competitive players in the server because we were doing a draft league or something at one point and she was playing in it. And like I would help her build the team or something and we would sit down and work on it together. But then when she would actually play, like she was getting complimented as like, wow, she's actually pretty good. And I'm like, yeah, she probably is. She probably is. If she kept at it, she could beat me, you know?
For sure.
But yeah, I digress. We're talking about TCG. So tell us the story of you getting into it, your tournament dreams, and then I've got questions about tournament stuff. So I want to hear your tournament dreams.
I keep the first part real simple. The first part is I got into it with back in 2016 with like the Scizor Garbodor deck, where the idea was Mega Scizor gets rid of all the special energy on your things and the stadiums and things like that, and the Garbodor turns off all abilities. So it was a very control style of deck, which I kind of enjoyed. And as being new to how it actually worked, if I could control...
So shocked.
I know, right? Me, the semi-stall player, yeah. Whoa, he likes control. But it was kind of just how to get into the game. And it kind of gave me more time to figure out how to practice and do stuff if I was controlling and slowing down the game. So Is it an excuse for learning how to get back into it? Maybe a little bit, but it's also just my style. It always has been. I like bulky. I like control. I like the hazard stack in video
that deck was like what? That was like a 2017, 2016-ish deck. Yeah.
Yeah, 17, 16 around that time period.
So did you keep going then just all the way through to now? Like you just never stopped?
Yeah, I never stopped since then, really. You know, I've had my ebbs and flows. A lot of it has been just, you know, in the ebbs, it's been like PTCGO, now live, and just kind of doing things there. And then eventually I found local leagues, got involved with those. Back when I lived in a different county for my previous job, I would get involved in the leagues there in my free time. Now that I'm back here, I got into the leagues here. Then I found out about regionals, and there was one kind of down the road. Let me just hop on over and drive for 4 hours to, I want to say it was like Knoxville or something like that, which isn't too far for me. And I think that was one of my first ones, something close by. And it was like, this is cool. This is really neat. I like doing this, going to it, playing, even if I don't do well, it's still really fun to just be there.
Yeah.
And, you know, meeting people. It's not a cutthroat environment, especially because I never have gotten to day 2 ever. So I never really encountered the cutthroat type people.
I don't want to comment on why you might not have made it to day 2, knowing your deck building style, but
because I have very inconsistent decks that have high highs and garbage lows. Yeah.
The number of times that I've sat down with you and talked about decks and I go, Seth, we're playing Pokemon, not Commander.
You don't need to tech for this. But what if I see it? What if I see this one thing?
What if I see the one thing? You take the L. You take the L.
I take the L, yeah.
You take the L.
And then that's the only thing I play all day.
Yeah.
There was like that one that we went to where I was hard countered. Like,
yeah,
you got all the good matchups and I kept them away from you.
Yeah. There was one. I just remember one match where like, it's a story on how you should just play out everything. This was when did we go to Fort Wayne? That was 2023 sounds right.
That sounds right. I'm gonna go with it.
Yeah, because it was right after Scarlet and Violet dropped. It was the release weekend for Scarlet and Violet, because it was the last format in F block where it wasn't Scarlet and Violet cards. And I remember I played this game where I started a Drapion V against a Lost Box deck, and the guy didn't know what I was playing because I just played Drapion V. And
it could be anything in that.
For those of you at home, during 2023, Drapion V was just like you just threw it into every deck because it countered one of the best decks of the time, Mew VMAX. And it just won you games for that.
It's like showing that you have Ultra Ball. Oh, okay, cool. That helps me narrow it down.
Yeah, it's a very generic card. And what was better was all the energies I had in hand were water energies, and there wasn't even steel energies because we were playing Goodra at the time. You and I were both on Goodra that tournament. And all I did was attach. I attached like two double turbo or a double turbo and like 2 waters, and like he was playing Lost Box, and I just like clocked him, and I won the game with just Drapion out. And he's just like, and we end the game, and he goes, I don't know whether to. I'm like, you get to choose whether you go first or second. He goes, I have no idea what you're playing. I don't know what you're playing.
What's happening?
He's like, I have no idea what you're playing. So I guess I'll go first. I don't know. Like, and
what do you do?
Yeah,
what do you do if you don't know? Like, maybe you'll get some more information if he flips over something that isn't his tech. Like what?
Yeah, right. Well, I purposely like that game was like, I'm just not going to play anything because information's king in a tournament.
At this point, keep it a secret for round 2.
I'm like, round 2, you can figure out what deck I'm playing. Or game 2, you can figure out what deck I'm playing.
I'll beat you, and then we'll keep on going.
Yeah. Well, we shouldn't because I won game 1.
Right.
But okay. So tournament scene. This is a question I have for you. And you kind of answered it already. But I kind of want to get your feeling for this because I've had not in TCG so much. Though I have some stories that maybe a story that I'll give as like an example. It's nothing crazy but like, what's the vibe you get from like the TCG community? Because I think there's a lot of people who are overly positive. Like I will say the vast majority of my interactions, are positive. There's one instance that I'll bring up once you answer this question that I want to get a vibe check on. But like I do have people who mansplain is probably the wrong word. I'm going to call it pokesplain. They try to try to pokesplain me. And when I go to tournaments, guys, I don't usually like go, oh, I'm Thatch of the Puckle podcast. So
yeah,
because it feels a little arrogant. For all of you at home that think I'm a narcissist, I try not to do these things.
Yeah. Now that you're on camera more, it's harder and harder by the day.
Yeah. But I try not to do those things. Like I don't like try to hype myself up. But the number of people who have tried to explain to me how the tournament scene works in Pokemon is very high. In TCG specifically. To be fair, I've only done one regional for VGC. I've done other smaller events with VGC where people haven't really tried to explain to me as much, but it was also the Ohio VGC community. Honestly, until Nationals was taken away, the Pokemon community in Ohio was like insanely competitive. It's gotten a little bit better since NAIC went to New Orleans. But because like with NAIC here, it was like the big tournament, the big shows in town. I could be the winner and I don't even have to go to regionals.
Exactly. I can drive there and sleep in my own bed tonight.
Yeah, exactly. So it does have, what's your vibe? What's the vibe you get from the Pokemon community?
I would generally honestly agree with you because of the realms of the Pokemon community, the TCG scene has really high highs. I'll say it that way. Like I have not met a more welcoming and helpful group of people than some of the big TCG groups and just kind of TCG players in general. Honestly, there are the handful, and that tends to have a positive correlation alongside going to a TCG event to get results and less to have fun and enjoy the time. If you're in it for like getting results, that's fine. That's your goal personally. And that was my goal for a long time, but I could also still be kind of just a welcoming person, not trying to pokesplain or anything like that, but more willing to have general conversation. I'd be like, oh, is it your first regional? Oh, how's this? Have you come across this thing? Have you, things like that. There's a lot of conversation that happens in TCG that just doesn't happen in other aspects. Go tournaments are almost silent, which was eerie because we've hosted a couple of those at my
tap. Yeah. There's just that sound.
No, VG,
guys, it's fine.
Almost silent.
And I
as a talkative social person, that just kind of throws me personally. I get it, but I also haven't ever done Go tournaments or VG tournaments. I've played VG on Smogon or whatever, but TCG, there's a forced interaction that you are doing with your opponent across the table. There is communication actively happening, and you have to read your opponent. This is as much a body language game as it is the cards in your deck kind of a game. That's an aspect that is not present in other avenues for playing Pokemon.
I would agree with that.
So
I would agree with that.
It's much more the social. So I like it. It is a very open, welcoming community in my experience. Some of my greatest friends are people who I play with every Monday night, or am walking behind while a tournament's going on, and a lower tournament, I'll rib them for playing a silly deck or something like that.
Yeah. So my where am I going with this? So my question that I really am curious about, because I think there's some interesting discussion to have here, is tournaments. One, we like the game. We know how to play the game. I think playing the game, and I think a lot of higher level players would agree with this statement. I think when you try to be successful at tournaments, it's different than being good at Pokemon in some aspect, right? Like I would say,
agreed.
My least favorite experiences at Pokemon regional events, the ones that sour it for me the most, are when I get to a point where I'm about to be knocked out of day 2 contention, right? You get to that table eventually where whoever loses doesn't get to go to day 2. Whoever if you tie,
able to.
Yeah. If you tie, neither of you get to go, blah, 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 right? I really dislike those matches. Those are my least favorite rounds of the day. Because I have multiple times been asked to make some kind of deal with my opponent. And it's usually mid game. Like honestly, if somebody at the beginning of a round would say, and they never do this, like the way I would be cool with doing it is if they go, we can just do it based on whoever has the most prizes left at the end. Right. I think that's a reasonable-ish way to play it. I would be like, yeah, that's fair. Cause even like the one I've had a guy before come up and try to explain to me why he was in a winning scenario when we've had tied prizes. And I'm like, I don't have time for this. I don't want to do this.
Like we're wasting our time doing this. And as a judge, I'm going to wag my finger at you.
Yes. No, you should. No, you should. No, because when they do that, it makes me uncomfortable, especially because I didn't agree to like, let's figure out who's going to win. We have tied prizes. We tied, like, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
And then I've definitely had it before where like a kid tried to guilt trip me. And this is a very similar story to what you've had. No, he's just like, this is my first tournament and I kind of want to make day 2. And I sat and he's just like both. He's like, and we're in the middle of like game 3 where it's very obvious because he's playing Lost Box or something that takes forever. It's very obvious that he's not going to be able to ffinish game 3.
There's 87 seconds on the clock.
Yeah.
Like,
I've got to flower select about 6 more times. And,
okay. Yeah. You do that, buddy.
Yeah. And he's just like, well, if we tie, neither of us can make it to, he said to me, I felt really bad because I was kind of sassy in that moment because I dislike when people ask me this question, but he asked me, he goes to me, and I want you to tell your story about NAIC 2022 here in a sec about this, but this kid goes, well, neither of us could make day 2 if we tie. And then I said, so you're going to concede then?
Love it.
That's what I said to him. I'm just like, don't like you're suggesting softly for me to
concede. Yeah. My response typically to things like that is just correct.
Yeah.
And then silence. Silence is such a powerful weapon.
It's so true though in those. I mean, I had follow on, but I don't want to make this about me. I want to make this about you.
Yeah. My 2022 story from NAIC is, I apparently was giving off very much the I'm new to TCG vibes, which at the time I kind of was. And I was playing a funny deck. It wasn't particularly good, but my opponent was trying to do the same thing where they were trying to convince me that like, oh, one of us should concede or whatever like that. Because what was his thing? Like if it's a tie, neither of us can make day 2. And what was my line? Because it was not late enough in the day that was actually true. There's a certain point threshold that you have to get in order to get to day 2 and in that tournament. And, a win is worth 3, a tie is worth 1, and a loss is worth 0. So it was like round 3 or 4. And he was like, if we tie, we won't be able to make it. And my line to him right before a judge was walking past was like, walk me through this math, buddy. If we both tie, we're at this many points and we have how many rounds left? Multiply that number times 3. Oh, that's the point value to get to day 2. So you're lying to me? I didn't say that part, unfortunately, because the judge was walking past and said, we'll need you to cut conversation and proceed with the game pretty much. But walk me through this math here, buddy, was my line. That was it.
I remember that. I remember that very vividly. Yeah,
I wasn't new enough to not know that I could still get to 19 in that day if I won every match from there. Was it likely? No, but it was possible, and that was what the argument was that it was possible, not kicking us both out.
It also didn't happen, but
no.
I was there.
I've never made it to day 2. Despite all my rage, I'm still just a rat in a cage. This is just how it goes. I am cursed.
It's fine. We still love you all the same.
Judging.
Yeah, but how do you feel? What are your thoughts and feelings on like that being a thing. I don't know how to phrase that question better.
That being a thing, like the point value type thing?
Not the point value thing,
Or
but the fact that you get to that social part, right? Where like
the social part, the dynamic, yeah.
The really awkward part about tournaments specifically, not the game, right? It's the tournament, not the game, that does that to us.
Yeah. It's so hard to quantify it and like have to manage that. Because like I said, own animal, there's a social aspect that is not in any other type of Pokemon play in this part of it. And, you know, making the deal, the prize trade stuff, that's not a thing in any other aspect. And it's kind of exclusive to card type things. It's hard to manage. It really is. And especially because the way that it's determined at the end of the game is kind of odd, like ties especially, because we're like in this best of 3 tournament structure where you're up against the same opponent. It's best of 3 against that person, and you know, whoever wins the exchange of those best of 3 moves on and has the win. But there's so many weird things that a tie will do to you mathematically, both of you, that it makes an environment where those types of social interactions happen more frequently just by nature of how the tournament is structured. So it's really hard to try and manage, and it's really hard as a judge to be like, y'all need to not talk about this, play the game, complete the game out, try and have the game resolve itself and figure out itself without there having to be the non-quantifiable way of going to the next match, if that makes sense. Because gentlemen's agreements, things like that can quickly get out of hand, or he said, she said kind of situations. The game doesn't want you to do that, and it's so hard to not do that in a social game like that. So it's difficult. It's managed as best as it kind of can be at the moment, and there's always improvements that are being made, like the new time rules that are going to be going into effect.
That was my follow-up.
In the beginning of September.
How do you feel about those?
For those unaware,
go
I'm mixed,
explain.
Honestly, for those unaware, right now in the TCG, when time is called, you have 50 minutes to do your best of 3 match. When time is called, there are 3 more turns. The person whose turn it is, the second that time is called, is turn 0. Then it goes 1 to the opponent, 2 back to the first person who was just doing it, and 3. And if the game is not concluded fully by one of those people within that time period, it's a tie. There is no like prize status or anything like that. It's a tie at that point. That is being changed in the beginning of September to don't quote me on this because I still need to refresh, and I kind of purposely haven't read up on it because this is coming as part of a larger scale rule book update that's coming out that time period. But if I recall correctly, it's the second time is called. There is, I believe, 1 more turn.
It's just one.
Each
turn.
one of you.
It's just +1.
The person completes their turn. The second person completes their turn, and at that point, it's who's ahead on prizes.
Yeah, they're just trying to wrap up the reason they're doing it, from my understanding, is they're trying to wrap up rounds faster.
Yeah, because
go ahead.
The second, and I've both done this as a player, guilty as charged, and watched it happen in tournaments that I'm judging, is the second time is called, you're going at light speed up until that point. You're going as fast as you can to get through as many turns as you can up until that bell rings. Because if you can get as far in that game as possible, it gives you the best chance. The second that bell rings and it goes into those +3 turns, you can stop, you can breathe, you can kind of be slower and think, because it's 3 turns, not a time limit. There is no time limit on those 3 turns as of right now. And it just slowed to a crawl in those final 3 turns. And it was making it so that tournaments would hit time and there'd be 20 minutes before all the matches were completed at that point. Because at that, all the matches that were in progress at that time call just slowed to a crawl because both of these players were desperately trying to think their way out of a situation and trying to win. And now that they have time, quote unquote, have time to do that, they go so much slower. And the other part about this rule change coming in September is there's a 10-minute clock. That's it. I actually think I misquoted it earlier. If it hits that 10-minute clock, I think it's prizes at that point, but it's still a tie if the game hasn't been concluded by one of those. Again, don't quote me on it. I'm going to be looking it up on my own time, just as part of, like I said, that rule change.
It's just like,
but it's changing.
I imagine. So I think this changes in response to also the fact that regionals went from 9 rounds on day 1 to 8 rounds on day 1.
Yeah.
Which actually caused some people who could make it to day 2, which would be Seth's luck if he did make day 2 in this scenario,
right?
Where he wouldn't be able to top cut even if he made it to day 2. There were people who did that, which honestly,
like,
it's
why
still
even
like
bother.
Well, you could be like, it's such an honor to keep playing.
I mean, and you can, even if you don't win the whole thing,
you get better championship points.
Championship points, yeah. You can still have a kind of stake in it. There is a stake to it, but
hard agree.
Yeah,
it's I don't know. I just feel very wonky. I imagine this isn't the end of the rules changes we're going to see in the next couple of years.
No, there's going to be something else even for this one. Like
it's just crazy. It's just crazy growing pains as we just get bigger and bigger tournaments. Like I will not be shocked.
Every single regional is the biggest regional to date
ever. Yeah.
Like we have what was the mathematics that the NAIC for New Orleans for this year was the second biggest card tournament in the West.
Yeah, ever. Yeah. It was only beaten by a Magic Grand Prix back in like 2015 or something. Yeah. Which had significantly higher numbers. Yeah. I mean, it's going to happen. Inevitably, Pokemon will hold all those slots right now.
It will. And even Pokemon had like, what, of the top 15, 7 of them? Like,
yeah, it had a lot of them.
Every regional is huge. Atlanta was on there, and that's the one that I was at not too long ago.
Yeah, it's just going to get insane. It's insane right now, and as somebody who has run events, and also done a number of other things, I know it's kind of insane. To just like logistics are insane. Like logistics are a bigger part of it than I think a lot of people give it credit for. So good on you, Chris Szymanski, for doing what you do. He runs a lot of tournaments, a lot of the tournaments. He's one of the head judges, and he does a lot of this logistics.
One of the things I'm looking to do, maybe sooner than I originally thought, was be a judge at like these regionals and things like that. So I may have a little bit more firsthand experience with that.
Yeah, I know
short order.
I know that it's like it's kind of a nutso thing to do, and yeah, I like good on them. It's a headache. I did hear a rumor. I don't know if this is true or was written somewhere, and I just haven't paid attention. I did hear that there might be a chance that an app is coming, which might make things better. I don't know if this is true.
Confirm or deny.
Okay, so it's happening. Good. My rumor is correct.
I honestly don't know for certain. I've heard the same kind of.
I've heard this
thoughts.
rumor though. Yeah.
And I think they was already planning on doing a revamp of how the professor program works. So I think that was supposed to happen. It might.
Yeah, I mean the app systems work very well, especially if they somehow like get the people who do the Magic Companion app.
It'll be incredible for judges because right now the resources are few and far between and kind of difficult to use.
Yeah. I mean, what you could do,
companion app would be great.
You could do for like a tournament with a companion app is you could even you could have like a flight attendant button almost, right? Like call the judge, judge. Like it's just I would love it to be the TCG art as a button of just judge.
That'd be great. I want it like this. There was this Mexican restaurant in Texas that I went to that if you needed your server, you would raise a tiny Mexican flag at your table. Oh my
gosh, that's amazing. They should just do that now. That's or the logistics there. I think
every table needs a chess clock and a tiny Pokemon flag. That'll solve all of our problems.
Okay, I'm a big proponent of chess clocks in the Pokemon TCG. I know that like there's like a contingency of people who are just like, well, then you can't play slow decks. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds right. Correct.
I have watched people legally slow play to play the timer, and I have not been able to do anything about it because all their actions were legal.
I do not think that when you play a deck where the game plan at a tournament is you win game 1, then you slow play game 2.
Time rules. Yeah, I don't like it.
I don't think that should be a legal deck. I do not. It
feels dishonest, and it feels like it's against the spirit of the game.
It is against the spirit of the game. The only way that you
could disqualify that or call that.
Yeah, it is. It is. You're correct with that, Seth. I think it is against the spirit of the game to just be like, I don't know. We had the same kind of issue for a very small amount of time, I think, in the Pokemon VGC, where people would play the timer. It's no longer an issue because they've implemented in-game, like you can finish three games of Pokemon VGC within the 50-minute round time limit because the timer is 15 minutes for each match. So it gives you time for connection, everything.
And forcing that timer is another way that VGC is different than TCG is different than Unite and everything like that. It's really forcing that time on it. And I think that, again, I'm going to sound like a broken record to people who heard me talk about this, but the game was not made for best of 3. We copied that when Wizards of the Coast was in charge of it in the US and just copied their Magic tournament structure for our tournament structure. And we're stuck with that relic forever.
Yeah.
And in Japan, where the game's designed, it's best of 130 minutes, which encourages you to complete games instead of scooping or having to. The skill of when to give up is not something that I enjoy being a part of the game, you know?
I don't like it when the part of the game is not playing the game. It's playing it's playing the tournament. You know what I mean?
That's how I put it at one of the things. Like the people who do better at this, like the really, really skilled people at like tournament structure things do so well by trying to play the least amount of the card game they can. Which is such a weird.
So true. That's so true, though.
Such a weird way to, like, when it comes to watching some people mathematically figure out when am I able to intentionally draw? When am I able to do this? How long is the tournament today?
No, you're right.
The less Pokemon you play, the better you do, and it's such a mind-boggling thing to me.
It is. It's not that that's not why I stopped playing per se. It was mostly like I had the epiphany of I don't want to be a 35-year-old man hanging out with these 23-year-olds.
It works for students. Me because I've got folks at mine that are older than I am by a little
that's
bit,
true. No,
so
we definitely have we have some like older folks that show up to them as well, but I don't know. Like I say it all the time. My friend circle's full, right? Like I don't have time to like make more Pokemon friends, if that makes sense, right? Like I've got you guys.
That makes sense.
I've got you guys. I've got the Puckle community. Like my friend circle is full. I've actually been invited. I feel really bad because I like the local scene here is actually pretty fun. But I was talking about the local scene on the podcast once, and somebody actually emailed me from the local scene. They were just like, Thatch, you need to come down. You need to come down and play over here. And it's just like, man, if we met any other way than through this email right now, I'd probably be there. It's not that, I mean, I think it's fine. I think the local scene is very competitive. And if you want to get good at it, like this is a place to do it.
That's the way to do it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's great for that. I would really like to, I don't know. It's mostly that I have the itch. I want to go play VGC again. And I just have the itch
too. I felt it for a while.
I've got the itch.
I'm hoping that honestly, I've got my Switch 2 now.
I know. So the game runs fine now.
It's incredible. Like
isn't it?
I played a game practice against all computers. I played a game of Pokemon Unite and the thing worked. Like it didn't feel like it was heating up and trying to take off and go into orbit.
Yeah.
Like, and it was fun. And like, I wanted to do VGC. I had a VGC team built for a little while and I thought about going to one of the regionals.
We should talk
VGC. Yeah.
We should talk. I've got ideas that you and I could do a thing. And maybe not like going to a VGC regional though. If there's one with
a jersey out of it, I'm down.
Oh, dude, we could get jerseys. Oh, I didn't think. Okay.
It's me, man. The devil.
I've got a story that's definitely. I've got a story that's definitely not like fun for the podcast, but it's fun for you and me. That I'll talk to you about after we're done. But
Perfect.
No, okay. So
You
back
heard
to
it
the
here.
TCG stuff. I'm almost done with all of my questions, and all of my follow-ups to ask you questions. I mean, we've kind of touched on it a little bit because we both hate Gardevoir, but
We both hate Gardevoir. It needs a buff, honestly. What with all the things coming out,
it's just not good enough anymore. Yeah, it's just not good anymore.
every set of leaked cards, like there were cards that were leaked today to date this
No,
episode
don't hurt me.
that are just make it better. Like
Stop.
devolve one of your psychic Pokemon. Like, oh no, I didn't one-shot the Mega Gardevoir, so I'll get it in the next turn. No, I'm gonna play this, devolve a psychic Pokemon specifically item, and now you knock out the Kirlia, actually, not the Mega Gardevoir, so you only take one prize, not three. Sorry.
No.
It's horrendous. Oh,
I hate
and Forest
this.
of Giant Plants is back, sort of.
I hate it. I hate it. No, I just want to get your feeling on the current meta. And
My feeling on the current meta, honestly, though, like for real,
it's probably fine.
it's fine. It really is fine. Like there's there's a couple big things, but there's nothing that's so meta restrictive that you can't play something fun and do well. Like one friend of mine at the league, he loves playing the Slowking deck that I alluded to earlier, the one that just like flips over to Pokemon off the top of your deck and does that attack.
Yeah. That one's fun.
Like it's so funny, and it has a fighting chance. Like he's kicked butt with that deck, and there's nothing right now that just is holding the meta in such a stranglehold that things can't flourish. There's so much diversity in decks.
That's true.
In techs for decks. I feel like it's only going to get, honestly, even with us making fun of Gardevoir and things like that, I feel like it's only going to get better with the Mega Set because there's so many unique little one-off items or little stadiums here and there that are going to make things so much cooler. And I like it right now. It's in a really good place to the point that it's not that I don't want to play because something's just strangling the environment. There's too many things to pick from, which is kind of a good place to be, if you ask me.
No, I would agree with you. I think the meta is in a very happy place. I know that Gardevoir's won a bunch of tournaments, but it's
strong. It's very strong deck, but it's also a very, very high skill expression deck, which is I think why it tends to win those types of things.
Yeah, exactly.
It takes a lot of skill to pilot that deck, and when you do it well, it does incredible.
I think there's like a very good, I think more so than watching the tournaments, if you're actually a TCG fan, like I would honestly recommend going to Limitless and checking out the recent tournament wins there.
Yeah,
because there have been, if you want to talk about the meta, you're just like Gardevoir ruins the meta like we just did. And you look at the decks that have won a lot of major tournaments in the past 3 months, like during this last set. There's a lot of them. Literally, I kid you not, Poltergeist or Sinistra won a 200 person tournament.
Yeah.
On Limitless. Like that's nuts.
Now those Limitless things are starting to get even more people. Like there's the whole like Smart series. I think that Gabe Smart is kind of leading those up. And the last one that happened a couple days ago had 1,500 people in it.
Tell me about this.
What? Right. That's bigger than some of the OG regionals that I went to. Like, I know that's bigger than a Knoxville tournament that I've gone to.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy. So if you want like an actual glimpse of the meta, Limitless online tournaments are a really good place to start. Now
it also shows you how healthy best of one is.
It does show you how healthy best of one. Well, nah, maybe not, because some of those tournaments have best of 3 kind of situations.
Some of them do. Well, they typically will do it in Top Cut. They'll do best of 3 in Top Cut.
Yeah.
But they'll do best of 1 in Swiss. Typically.
It also like there's an aspect that you can't take a deck from Limitless and just go to a local or go to a regional with it, because there is an aspect of the physical nature of a deck. The physical action of shuffling takes time.
there's that, and then I mean, playing the deck just feels different too, because you're just you're like a very notable skill you'll get very early on in the TCG is just being able to know what cards are in your deck, and you'll be able to pick out. Like I'm not a big proponent of being one of the guys that has like one of those little scratch pads that writes down your prizes, because I think that's
just general notes. Yeah.
When I have that much, if I need to do that, I need the win more for some reason than I should.
You want to play less Pokemon, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I'd much rather go and just the way my brain works when it comes to prize mapping, or not prize mapping, but like prize identifying, prize checking, is typically you can figure out what your opponent's playing very early on. Mm-hmm. And I do it. And so in my brain, I go, okay, I know that matchup. I know what in my deck I need to win this matchup. And then on my first search, first search, I go, is this in here? If it's in there, green light. If it's not, what's my plan B? You know?
Yeah.
And
that's the way to do it, honestly.
And then you just know to go which way to go. And honestly, it's easier because I can't sit there and be like, oh, I played Earthen Vessel. Let me see all of my energies. And then all of my energies pop up in front of me.
Yeah. There's a difference from electronic to physical that is not a non-zero factor. So
shuffling cards is also very satisfying.
Shuffling cards. It's very nice. Satisfying. It's a nice little thing to do while a meeting is happening from here up on camera.
Yes, exactly.
I'm not doing it right now.
The amount of times I do it I've done it on the show while I'm sitting down, and you guys can't see it.
Me too.
Very many.
You've had to filter out so much sound of me shuffling a random card.
But yeah, it is. It's very satisfying. But yeah, is there anything that you want to bring up before I make us do this fun little thing that everybody wants us to do?
Oh yeah. Honestly, go have fun with it. I know it sounds like contrived or whatever, but if you go into it with a mindset of having fun, everything else will come out of that. Because the worst thing is to go in with, I'm going to play the best deck or whatever. I'm going to play the Gardevoir that is the best deck in the format, which it probably is. But when it doesn't become the best deck in the room because you just don't have the experience or whatever, it is a way to quickly burn out of things and run out of steam for the entire hobby. Go into it to have fun, play silly things, meet new people, be social, talk to people in a nice way, and it'll be a good time. You can make some of the best friends you've ever had, especially for us adults with filling circles or circles that need filling for just like I've lost this group of people because they live in Germany now or whatever.
I think it's a really cool way to meet people. I genuinely do believe that. I mean, to be fair, the people I meet when I'm there are people I already know for the most part. I'll use it to meet up with you guys, or whenever I would go to NAIC, my number one thing to do would go to see Mikey from PKM and Crossroads.
Yeah.
Because I really like talking to him. He's a cool guy. I love Mikey. He's great.
He's got the little oddish on his shoulder.
Yeah, I love Mikey.
I need to get a Sableye on my shoulder. I've got the one with the gem that's holding the gemstone. I need to get magnets in that thing.
Yeah. I love doing that. I do think it's a good time. Like, even if you're not just playing TCG, if you go and you play BGC or something as well. Like the part that we've missed out. Yeah.
And there were what, 12 of us? Just for it was all PUCL type folks, but we were a small horde of people just walking through the regional. Some of us were in VG, a good number of us were in TCG. There was Tank and their dad in Go. Like, it was a grand old time, and we had a blast. And we tried to go to Rainforest Cafe, and they were full. And we had a whole fun time the entire weekend. It was great. I love it.
You missed nothing.
I love Rainforest Cafe. I really wanted a cup, and I really wanted a drink because I didn't have a good day. But
all I remember is the one terrible drink that we got after Which
You
region? It
gotta
was
be more
Dallas. It was
specific.
Dallas. It was Dallas. I think it was Dallas. It was me, you, and Sham.
Arlington.
No, it was Arlington. Yeah, it was Arlington.
Oh
and
yeah, with the pizza
they-
place or whatever. Am I thinking the right thing?
No, the pizza place was NAIC. That was NAIC.
You're right. You're right.
Because that's Mikey's Late Night Slice. Represent.
Yeah.
Best pizza place ever. Love it.
It was good. I liked it.
I miss it. I'm sad I don't live in Columbus anymore. But whenever I go to Columbus, I went to Origins Game Fair, which is always in Columbus, and I went to that same Mikey's again. Literally,
Nice.
that's the first day. I'm like, I'm going there.
Honestly,
they have a speakeasy now underneath.
Oh.
Yeah, I did not go
fits,
because I went home before it opened. But
yeah, nothing beats Shamu and I's tradition because he's come to my place for various regionals and we like drive there, and we've had a grand time of it the last year. But we've developed this really weird tradition of trying to find the strangest food thing.
yes,
And
okay, I
just
understand.
like having that. Has anybody here, you or you listener at home, do you know what beef fizz is?
Beef fizz?
Beef fizz.
Do they put Pop Rocks in a steak? Is that?
No.
Am I close?
It's a I hope it's a real recipe. It looks like it's from like maybe a 1950s cookbook. It's listed as a refreshing summer beverage.
Oh, it's a beverage?
There are beverage beef fizz.
I mean, okay, that's where I went at first, but it was called beef. So I was like, that's because like a fizz, I'm like, okay, so there's some egg yolk in there.
3 ingredients.
Or not egg yolk, there's egg white in that.
Fizz.
Beef, egg white, and some kind of juice.
Beef stock.
Okay, yep, okay, there it is. I see. Continue. I understand where this is going. I understand where this is going.
The beef part.
No.
We need the fizz now.
As somebody who has become who is very into cocktails nowadays, I know exactly what's happening right now.
I think it was lime juice and ginger ale. I think that's the combination.
That's not
Google
a
beef
real
fizz.
That's not even a real fizz then. Okay, I'm upset. I'm upset.
It's carbonated.
I'm not. Okay, that's not what a fizz is. Okay.
It was the 50s. We just
I'm
carbonated
upset.
beverages for the first time.
I'm upset.
I don't know.
I'm upset.
So were Shamu and I when we tried it.
Yeah, no, I believe that.
We've been hyping this garbage up for months, and then we finally get there. I mixed both of them up with my little bartending skills that was my COVID.
Oh, actually,
hobby.
no. This is a fizz, but typically there's an egg white. But
it was
okay. But the fizz can come from carbonation.
We handed him. We had our glasses. We both cheersed and we both took our sip
and threw up.
There was about 5 seconds of silence, and I reach over and I take his glass and I walk it to the sink where I poured it out. It was like drinking pizza somehow. It was terrible.
Yeah,
but gosh, was it funny?
Yeah. Okay. That's so depressing. Don't do that. Don't do that.
We've got so many listed for when he's coming down for Magic Con. We've got so many ideas. Because Magic Con's in Atlanta in September.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Hype.
All right. Okay, so I'm gonna end our TCG segment because we've officially talked about
have fun.
TCG.
Go play TCG and have fun.
Go play it.
And call a judge when there's a question. Gosh dang it! Don't try to solve it yourself. Let us do it. Ugh.
Let me do a thing real quick. Okay, so what we're gonna do here now, we're gonna switch gears a little bit. In a perfect world, there'd be a transition here, but there isn't. Okay, one of the things that
had my facial hair.
Mine's just here because I forgot to take it off.
Mine's here because I have a skin condition. Yay!
God. What we need to do is, because I've done this format before with Ryan, and we had that fun little conversation about Pokemon Go. Now we're talking about Pokemon TCG. One of the things I felt like that show was missing was just like a little bit of fun, a little bit of goofiness. And one of the things people really like when we do on the main show, or on a regular episode of Puckle is when we run out of emails, which we haven't done in a while, and I don't expect us to run out of for a while.
Thanks everyone for sending us emails. We love them.
Thank you.
Honestly.
No, we do love them. No, I would rather read the emails than do this because I'm going to save it for this kind of format.
That said, this is fun for this.
Yeah, this is fun for this. It's a way to look forward to these episodes because they're going to happen way more frequently, guys. Sorry. Thatch would like to go to a farmer's market. And actually, I'm in as I should be recording this. I'll be in Seattle as this releases. I will be waking up from a hangover after driving 4 hours after flying for 8. So it's gonna be a fun day. It'll be I will wake.
Hangover it's gonna be, after driving.
Well, I'm not gonna drink. It's just like a hangover because I'll be tired. Be tired. I'm gonna drive with my beef fizz in the car with
your beef fizz. Yes. Big old Wendy's cup of beef fizz.
But we're gonna do to while we explore and figure out the exact format for this show, we're gonna add to the format. There's more than a discussion this time. We're gonna play a fun little game of Pokemon 15 questions. Now, what we are gonna do, because you're a co-host, you have extra rule compared to like a guest. There are several rules. One, you can't like do like the having game with dex numbers or asking me what gen it's in. I think we're Pokemon super fans. We're Pokemon super fans. It's not gonna be fun. You're gonna be able to be like
down to like 80 immediately.
Yeah. And then as a third, and I guess I'll make it a semi-optional rule. They have to be fun questions. You can't just be like, "Is this Pokemon?" You know, like I encourage fun questions every other question. You know.
Fair enough.
So
enough.
I
can tangle with this.
I do have a Pokemon pulled up. So if you feel ready, I will go ahead and get you started.
Okay.
They are also yes or no questions for everybody at home.
Also
these
yes or no
questions.
Yep.
Yeah. Standard. I'm gonna be like, what color is it? Yeah. Is it typically a 20 question? Yes. Yes.
It is all colors.
It is colors.
Minior done. Okay, so I'm gonna try and alternate between like fun and logical.
Channel your inner Claude 9 every other question, you know?
Would this Pokemon do well on a basketball team?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Okay. So if I ask a question that is against the spirit of how you're wanting to do this, let me know.
Of course. No, but that was in spirit. That was in spirit, I think.
So now I'm going to flip to something that'll actually more help me narrow it down. So it could be like a Voltorb. That's bad at basketball. Is this
It could
Pokemon,
be the basketball if it was the
It
Voltorb.
could be the basketball. That's fair. But I said playing basketball, not being.
That's true.
Is this Pokemon dual typed?
No.
No. Monotype, bad at basketball.
Important.
Yeah.
Electrode. It could be Electrode.
Would this Pokemon be acceptable to have a drink with?
I don't know the answer to that. Acceptable in what way? What do you mean by acceptable?
Would they be allowed in the bar?
No. I don't think it would be able to make it into the bar.
Okay, so I'm thinking more like some kind of beast like Tauros. Okay. Bad at basketball, monotyped, not allowed in the bar.
I don't know how to answer that question, but yeah, I don't think you would be able to walk into the bar.
Okay, it's a Wailord. It's just... It is the bar. Okay.
Like, it's not a Machoke, you know? It's not a Machoke.
Yeah, right, yeah. Not allowed in the bar, he's the bouncer. So now I'm trying to go to like a more realistic functional question. Is this Pokemon's typing one that would be considered special?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So it's the EV types plus dragon. Got it.
Maybe we'll get they'll all be EV types in Pokemon Legends EA.
Don't even go there. Don't even. Mega Sylveon becomes a pure dragon.
Oh no. Could you imagine?
It just becomes all feelers and is just a dragon.
Could
Now
you
that
imagine?
Mega Dragonite has feelers as well. Because those ain't wings. Those ain't wings. It said it in the Dex entry. Those are not wings. Those are
Did the Dex entry
feelers.
actually come out?
Yeah. at
Okay,
least
I'm
on
sorry. I
Pokemon
digress.
website.
Keep asking me questions, you know?
So it's a special type. Wouldn't go in the bar. Would this Pokemon be found in the water?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
That's 5 questions, by the
Monotype.
way. 5 questions.
Yeah, 5. Thank you. Monotype found in water. Bad at basketball, bad at bar. Would this Pokemon perform decently in a triathlon?
In one part of the triathlon, so no.
I know. This is giving me a gauge. Like, could it
No.
be the weird octopus thing?
Could it be the one Pokemon that could do all of them?
Graplock could do all of them.
It's just Graplock. Like the answer,
just
you were
is.
fishing for Graplock there.
Or just ideas. Like, whatever.
It's found in the water. You're like, is it good at the triathlons?
Yeah. You never know. I mean, now I know. Now I know it'd be bad. It'd be bad at all but one of the triathlon events. That's 6 questions. Is this Pokemon a water type?
Yes.
Pure water type, bad at triathlons, not allowed in the bar. Does this Pokemon have a footprint?
Ooh, good question. Let me look. No, it doesn't.
Interesting. Pure water type, no footprint. Very bad at
No.
triathlon.
Very bad. Very triathlon skills.
Even
0.
worse. We're in even more dire straits than I thought we were.
You're just like how many things can I get to confirm this is a fish, right? Like
how many ways can I ask the same question is how this goes. Has this Pokemon in the past 5 years had notable meta representation in the TCG?
Ooh, okay. Give me a definition of notable to you.
Something that would have appeared in day 2.
Oh, in day 2. Okay. Let me give you that answer. My initial gut feeling to that in the past 5 years, right?
Past 5 years.
Is probably no. But I don't want to leave you hanging there. No, not in day 2. Not in day 2.
Quickly looks up TCG listing for this.
I have the Bulbapedia up. I had the Bulbapedia up, and I'm like pulling up the cards for it because like I can think of like 2 cards that were like big for it. Big. Like people are just like, oh, this is probably playable-ish.
I could bring this to locals and
it definitely
sweet hot fire.
You could see it at locals, but I don't think you'd ever see it in day 2. I could guarantee you would never see this in day 2.
Okay.
I'm giving you more than a yes or no, but that's fine because
That's okay.
I like this. That was a good question. You get bonus answers for
Ultimately,
better questions. So
yeah.
is that 7 or 8
kinda said the
questions? I
same
already
thing a lot of
forgot.
I believe it was 8. I believe it was 8.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
Good. I mean,
I'm gonna put myself on hard mode here.
Kneecap yourself. Yeah.
I had a good question for this. It is
The TCG
pure
one
water.
was good.
Yeah. I mean, it tells me it's not Luminion, for instance.
No, it's not. It's not Lumineon.
Yeah. Let me just confirm something. Is this Pokemon the final evolution in its line, if there is
It
one?
is. It is.
It is the final. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
It get no bigger.
it ain't get no bigger. Feraligatr has had notable TCG occurrences in the last couple of years, notably in Japan.
It also did.
But
Yeah.
it has
The
a
most.
footprint.
It also has a footprint. You don't have a footprint here. Seth, you've asked
Yeah.
me if it was a fish about 7 times. Okay.
I never asked you if it was a fish. Don't put words in my mouth.
I'm not putting them in your mouth. You just
How
said
dare
them.
you? Okay. What are other fish? Like what?
I know. I feel bad. I'll tell you. I like this. The RNG pulled this one up, and I'm like, man, this could be a failure, you know? Like,
that would be question 9.
Yeah, I've got 9 written down. That's what I have.
Okay. Does this Pokemon have access to the festival lead ability in TCG?
Oh my gosh, that is so specific. And
it is literally one Pokemon that is eligible.
Yeah, I know. That is so specific because I know which card you're talking about. Festival lead, correct? Festival lead.
Yeah.
The one we're talking about we're talking about that not the one from Twilight Masquerade, but the one from Prismatic.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one does have a festival lead ability. That is,
what could it be?
I can only imagine what it could be.
Let me just verify something real quick. Just to
you could have gone something. You could have gone with something. I'm just going to put this out there. Instead of festival lead, if you're going to ask a TCG question like this, you could have talked about swim freely or like anything. Like there were so many other.
No, I already
questions.
ruled out Finneon.
Okay, Horsey, Seadra.
Fair. Those aren't fish. I don't know.
They probably don't have footprints.
They don't have I don't think they do. No. Does this Pokemon have Lightning Rod as an ability?
It does have Lightning Rod as an ability.
Is this Pokemon Seeking?
It is in fact Seeking. Yes. When I pulled it up, all I could think is, you know, when you fill out like the little Sporkle quiz for like all the Gen 1 Pokemon.
Yeah.
All I could think of was, this is the one I always forget.
Yeah.
I just forget.
Yeah.
I forget Seeking exists because it doesn't matter.
I didn't, because its card is hilarious.
The only thing that I can think of for Seeking is that I think of about Seeking is I go, man, that made it into Sword and Shield, and cooler Pokemon did it.
Right.
It stole the slot from something better. Like, you could have given me so many other things that weren't Seeking.
So many other things. But here we are with Border.
It's fine. It's
stupidity.
fine. It's fine. But yeah, that's going to be our show as we navigate this format together and figure out what these episodes look like in the future. So, of course, if you have feedback, let us know. But you could also just let us know what you're thinking. Whatever the mailbag question was last week, it's going to be the mailbag question for next week as well. Because honestly, I'm not going to remember.
Whenever it comes out, yeah. I may have
this
more
comes
swords
out
by the time we do the next one. So
ooh,
who knows?
it does come out in 2 weeks. This comes out in 2 weeks as of recording. So you're breaking the fourth wall there. But yeah, we recorded early. Yeah, but it's also before the episode before was recorded as well. So it's fine.
Fine. Don't worry. Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey. It's all fine.
Actually, there's 2 episodes before this one comes out.
See?
Oh man.
Wibbly
Wow.
It's
but yeah.
wibblier.
If you'd like, please follow us on social media over at Discord. Well, you can go to Discord at puclpodcast.com, apply directly to the forehead. You can also go ahead and we did it, team. You could also go ahead and follow us over at Twitter, Blue Sky, Facebook, Instagram. Please do if you haven't already. It helps us grow. It helps people find it. And wherever you're listening to us now, click like, leave a comment, subscribe, follow, whatever you can do. Additionally, if you'd like, you could also follow us over at YouTube at youtube.com/puclpodcast, or you can watch us on Twitch, where I typically stream on Wednesdays, but it's the month of August where I apparently decided I wasn't going to live in my house that month. Well, I own a house if you're not going to live there. So there are no streams in the month of August, maybe one the week after next or something. I'll announce it on the show. Nice. There might be a stream that comes out. We're hitting the reset button though. We're going to restart a bunch of stuff for streaming formats.
That'd be fun.
Because I've got some ideas for new stream content. Like I'm getting ideas to make it more of a show.
There you go.
So yeah, we're definitely going to go
ahead. As like a devil on your shoulder playing TCG. No, that was a bad idea. You shouldn't have played that.
I have a better idea. But yeah. That is, you can follow us over at twitch.tv/thepuclpodcast or YouTube. I stream on both. Apparently people did not realize that in the stream this week. Somebody came in there like, whoa, random Thatch stream. And I'm like, I have been streaming every Wednesday on YouTube for the past 7 months.
I loved it on the YouTube. I do most of my just in general entertaining watching videos on YouTube. So I was finishing something up and I saw, oh, y'all are Thatch is streaming. I forgot. Click. Cool.
Yeah.
It was great.
I like YouTube as a platform for it. I think it's cleaner-ish. When I'm on Twitch, I sometimes feel like I'm in a Walmart or a Don Quixote in Japan.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in one of those.
Stumble into a YouTube video.
Yeah, I agree. Well, yeah, at least for us old men. But
yeah, at least you can open a PDF.
You can also help support the show over at patreon.com/puclpodcast or just by listening to the show. So we really appreciate it. But yeah, until then, I guess I've been Trainer Thatch.
I've been Seth Vilo.
And here in the Lavender Town Radio Tower, it's closing time.